Yo, what's going on, everybody? Going Youper. Give everybody the quick rundown on how my family, sorry, bumpy road, ended up moving to the UP of Michigan from Southwest Florida. It's a bit of a sad story, to be honest with you. But we are happy we did it. So it's a sad story turned as good as it can get for the situation. Back in 2012, my sister-in-law and brother-in-law had an accident, and they both passed away. When this happened, they left a young son behind, who is about 4.5 at the time. And my wife's family is from up here, and although they're all really cool and good people, they just weren't in a position to be able to take this little boy in. My wife's mom did for about 1.5 years before we moved up here, but this lady's one of the hardest working ladies you ever meet, and she's had some severely bad back issues over the last couple of years, and she had to have some pretty major surgery, which they weren't sure if she was going to be able to walk afterwards or not. And she just wasn't really in the best position to try and raise a young child. You know, Eli's a great kid, but at this time he was 4 years old, and he was a handful for sure. He was into everything, and he was definitely a hands-on kid. You got to be right there with him. And when I say hands-on, I don't mean smack him around. I mean, you just had to be right there watching every little move, because, you know, he could accidentally burn your house down. So, me and my wife decided that we don't want to take this little kid away from the only people he's known his whole life after losing his mom and dad. That we'd be much better off if we just sold everything off down there in Florida and moved up here to the UP. So, that's what we did. We took our 3 boys, Nick, Liam, and LJ, and we bought a place pretty much sight unseen. So we bought the place, and we just figured, you know, our kids are all very good students, very good in school. They would be able to make the adjustment up here better than taking this young lad all the way down to Florida. That really, the only thing he knew about us is that, hey, these people send me birthday and Christmas presents every year, and that's about all he really knew of us, talking to us on the phone here and there. But he didn't really know us, so we didn't want to take him away from everybody else. Just lost his mom and dad. We just felt that this would be the best thing to do, so that's what we did, and we moved up here. And here we are now. We've been here for about 3 years. We made a plan with each other that we would pay. I'm sorry about this camera angle. I'm really trying to pay attention for deer running out in front of me. But we made a plan that we'd pay this land and home off in 3 years, and that's what we did. We just paid it off. We owe nobody nothing, which is really cool. But so that's it. That's how we got up here to the UP. I know this is kind of a choppy video. It may not have made any sense. I don't even know if I'm going to upload it. After I take a look at it, I'll let you, you'll find out if you see this. But it is a very cool area. I do enjoy it here. The majority of the people are great. A few of the people are still looking at me with a squinted eye. They're not sure about me. And that's fine. My wife was accepted right off the bat. Like I said, her family's from up here, so I think it was a little easier for her to become part of the community. The work that I do, I can do from home, so I don't really get out and about much around town, that is. And I understand I look like a little bit of a shady character. I know that my appearance makes me look kind of rough, but that's just not who I am. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy that, you know, helps anybody out. I have a video in here that I posted where I helped an older gentleman that was stuck under a big fallen tree in the middle of the ditch, like this one, out in the woods a little bit. I don't know how I seen him that night. I really don't, but I do have a video up about that. And the guy next door didn't have my cell phone on me. I just was running up to the store, I forgot to grab it, and ran out the door, and I had to go to a neighbor's house to get some help. And by the end of it, the neighbor that I went and got pretty much took credit for the whole entire thing. He didn't even want to come over and give me a hand at first. He was like, oh yeah, he's always getting himself into that kind of stuff, he'll be fine. I'm like, no dude, he's got a giant tree that he's stuck under. He's a big giant old guy who had a bad knee. He couldn't even get up himself, and it was pretty much like pulling teeth to get this guy to come give me a hand and to call 911. Finally, he called 911, came over there, and then he ends up taking the credit for the whole thing. Hey, I don't mind, you know what I mean? I didn't do it. I didn't help this guy out so that everybody would look at me and go, oh, what a great guy. But I was taken back that this guy was really trying to take the spotlight like he did. You know, he found the guy, he helped the guy, and he's telling the EMS guys and stuff. And I was a little taken back by it, but after he left and the EMS was still there, they let me know, yeah, that guy is the biggest storyteller. We've had to come out here for this older guy before, and that same guy's the guy who came over to said that he helped him out and everything else, but he seemed to show up after the fact. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what he did here. And they go, yeah, we know him to be a real storyteller, so you know, thank you for what you did. And that was good enough for me. I didn't even need a thank you, to be honest with you. I was just more concerned about that old guy's health, man. It freaked me out. Like the rest of the night, I was like, oh my God, man, if he would have sat out there overnight, he would have been dead, because I mean, we're below zero weather out here, you know, during that time of the year, and it was pretty cold. So I don't think it was below zero, but it was only a few degrees above. So I'm glad he was okay. And I have gone and checked on Joe. Joe is his name from time to time. Recently, though, they finally talked him into moving into an assisted living facility. And I don't wish that upon anybody, really, but he really needed it. I mean, he was an older gentleman with dementia living by himself. And yeah, he could have burnt his house down. I mean, he wasn't safe to be living by himself. So I'm glad somebody's keeping an eye on him now. I hope he's okay, and I hope things go great for him. But that's about it. That's pretty much why we came to the UP of Michigan. I don't really want to get deep into the whole story and everything, because it's still a very touchy subject between my wife and her family and myself, because my nephew's mom, I didn't know his dad very well, but his mom was one of the most awesome people I've ever met. And she had a lot of health problems herself, but man, she was a fighter, and nobody got her down. She did what she wanted to do. She was tough as nails, and she did do some really cool stuff throughout her life. She did live a good life, and we miss her dearly. And if you're listening, Amanda, we are taking care of Eli as if he's our own, and we will until the day we die. I love y'all. Go on Uper. Check me out. Subscribe, like, share. See me, bye.